Alright, welcome back to Lenz Comic Corner, Classic Non-Classics. This is episode number 3268, Doubleshot 3162. I have I'll fix it later, Usagi Yojimbo trade and a trade for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. First up we have is Usagi Yojimbo, Volume 35, Homecoming, which collect issues 18 to 14 of the IDW era for Usagi. Yep. Yeah. I got this on the library. This is one of a few handful of trades that to go for Usagi before I'm done. Now, in the case of online from the Libby app, so it turns out that there was a couple of Space Usagi books, but these were colorized ones that were reviewed, so I decided just replace with something else. You'll find out when we get to it. So in these issues, for 18 to 14, 7 issues, which I think there's like a few more left to go for this era. I think there's like, because I've already got done 36 already. So this actually was the second trade for this era, because with this one I still got 34, 37, and 38. So I got about 3 more trades left to go for the IDW era for Usagi. So we started with this person stitching a hat. And then we have Usagi. So let's call it Homecoming because Usagi is returning to Nolan Province, which is where his master, which of course his original lord, died. And basically he thinks about Mariko, his past girlfriend. So yeah, still in these hats because apparently for the Shogun. So yeah, they had this guy here who apparently served my food, but he serves Heiji. It was like a dead lord with an empty stomach. So then he goes off, and then he just is attacked by. Well, then he fends off against somebody's bandit. And these we have these, look like these women just randomly attack these guys, and then ninjas show up. Yes, ninjas do some butt kicking, and then Usagi is somehow caught up in this stuff here. Yeah. A friend of his, Chizu. Yeah. After of course, they've been in the trail for a while, and basically works on, of course, we have these ninjas, so he turns to actually working for the rebel clan. So then, of course, Usagi is attacked. But then, of course, basically he... Yeah. And then we have Hebi, the Snake Lord. So, works the guy who defeated the previous one. So then, of course, he manages to go to the next town. Yeah. And of course they want to trust him because he wears a previous lord's crest. But thing is, the war was years ago. Lord Fuji who lost. Lord Heiji controls the power. It's not true. Killed many loved ones. Yeah, I know you. First bodyguards. That was Usagi. He took hit. Was it Reggie is? Yes, if you recognize it was you. Yeah, basically talk about what happened afterwards, and well, yeah, then of course Usagi beats this guy's guards. Yeah, he just beats him and tells him to leave. So then he gets in a boat, runs to the guys again. Yeah, all because he worked with Mafuni. Then, of course, basically, like, he just managed to escape, gets in the boat, all because he knew where he hid his previous lord's head. And then he just runs to his old girlfriend, Mariko. Yeah, someone he knew from his old childhood friend. And how much she's beautiful, and then he wakes up, he's happy to see her. And the fact that apparently, like, oh look, it's actually old playmate who's actually the village head. Well, excuse me, the village chief. And we're introduced to Jiro here, who I believe is supposed to be Usagi's son. Actually, it might be his cousin, per se, yes. So, yeah. Yeah, then he basically pretends to join with the other guy in order to basically, like, protect them. Yeah, and fakes being hit by hitting the woman. Yeah. Everyone's laying up my phone, basically, the previous lord. Like, yeah, and he basically is acting evil, especially to his friends. But it's all an act. Just to lord out a sense of security. Yep, though she's able to kill a guy who's after her and then escaping. And of course, these rebels basically are in control of the village. And then Mar goes out to get help, presumably get the emissary, but she runs to somebody else. Yes. Yes, indeed. Burn down the house. Yep. And then, of course, Jitaro basically, who is Usagi's son. Yes, this kid here is Usagi's son. Though, here's the thing. It's later revealed that he does know he's Usagi's son, but they never confirmed to each other. Yep, and then of course basically they're saved by Usagi's master. Yes, who by the way is teaching him. This is so fun. It's like, surprised to see you, Kuchi Sensei. I think you should have mounted. Unfortunately, you're down ridge from here. And, yep. It's so fun. Of course, he missed a couple shots, need more training. Yeah. And takes this guy here. Get his swords back. Alright, he was like, what's going on with all these dead bodies? Actually, he's representative of the emissary. I'm the village headman. Before the assassination of the Shogun's emissary. Approach me. Yes, emissary. Good work. Your village report rewarded. Your honors, your eminence. Loyalty to the Shogun. The assassins were fooling one. Now that their extremists were presented to the Shogun, confirmed Lord Heishi's occupation of the former basically the previous lord's land. Escape will be captured. You have done well, Headman. Yes. Yep, and he comes out, and of course they proceed to leave. Jiro receives more training. Of course, this kid thinks that this guy here, who was Mariko's husband, thinks it's his father, but no. Usagi's the father. Here's 2 arrows. You are much better listed to. Okay, that I thought was kind of funny. Him just poking fun of the father and son thing. I will come for you a short while. Go find my son. So you get Jiro, and of course they travel for a bit, and then he goes off, and that leads into the one I previously reviewed. But this book was really good. I give this book a 10 out of 10. Next up we have is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Unlimited Power, which collects Mighty Morphin 1 through 6 and Power Rangers 1 through 6. Yep. Yeah, basically it's all in complete reading order of the 2 series, because Boom Studios ended Saban's Go-Go Power Rangers. They figured, oh crap, we need a second ongoing series. Oh, I know. How about we take the title for Mighty Power Rangers, split it up into 2 titles? Yes. Yeah, Ryan Perry writes both books. With Marco Renina, Francisco Martino, assistance by Simone Del Gafuna and Simone Razagi. The cover is by Miguel Mercado. So basically, a lot of this book is basically just, well, Zed is basically in charge because Rita's gone now. Yeah, and we have stuff set about a few thousand years prevents the series, and we actually have the characters just catching up, like new Rangers per se. And then we see this. Now this looks familiar. Those of you who watch the show remembered this particular scene here, where in the show, basically the reason why he's on this table like this was because in the show he was going to hibernation for a while, and then he ends up getting married to Rita. Yep. And we have this blue-haired girl who turns out she's actually a Lorian. Yeah. So it's like they're loosely throwing in stuff from season 2 of the show at this point. Yeah. Like probably like actually not season 2, more like season 3. Because early on it was like season 1, then a little bit of season 2. Now we're into season 3 of Mighty Power Rangers. Yes. Then we have the new Green Ranger show up, where they found out later it was actually Matt. And of course, Dragonsville to be in the basement, though he's later released by the Omega Rangers, which are Jason, Trini, and Zach. Basically brought the space to deal with their own space adventures. For reasons. My guess is because Ryan Perry was just say, can you use Draken in your stories? Because he is so over the Rangers. People love this guy's show. Here's kind of the reason why Boom Studios probably had him in the book. My personal guess of the reason for this, because Shatter Grid sold like crazy. And the fact that readers love this character, who's the evil version of Tommy. And of course, there's a bunch more flashbacks here. We have more fighting here. And of course, going to space fight this other creature who does play a small role later on, and we have some mech battles here. And of course, at one point, they go back to the world of the Coinless, who was Draken's universe, and run into some people he knew. It's overall a lot of really good stuff here. Grace apparently is killed. Actually, that happens at some other point. Yeah. Get hands on the Dragon Zord. Yeah, Billy introduces Matt to the Dragon Zord, where basically Grace thinks it's actually hers, despite the fact it's not hers. It's not her property. It's the property of Zordon, not hers. At times, she's going to be very bitter because of what happened in that flashback that was established in the 60s, where she doesn't like Zordon very much because of what happened in that book. Yeah. Oh yeah, and then of course, basically to help the Rangers out against this creature, we had this mysterious thing in green who turns out to be Ecliptor! You think, wait, Ecliptor? From in space? Yes! You're like, that's interesting. Yeah, you would have thought basically they were throwing someone like Ecliptor, a character who did not make his debut in Power Rangers until the In Space season. Yeah. Like, his appearance book was shocking at best. Oh my gosh. Like, I am Ecliptor. He was like a good guy before he showed up in space. Yeah, ooh, look, it looks like it's Rita's palace, except it's in ruins. And apparently it looks like we have, like, this is quite interesting. We have the military. Yes, the military work with the Power Rangers for this stuff here. We have stuff with an Lorian girl here. And this stuff here, Grace, and then we have the Garden of Eltar, and then we have where Matt is working with Goldar. Yeah, single purpose. Yes. I mean, they were throwing Andros in here, so why not? And of course, they brought in KO-35 later on, so why not throw in freaking Cliptor? Interesting. Oh yeah, and then we have. Apparently, we have. Get this. They mentioned SPD here before SPD became a thing for Earth, and they're like arrested, and of course, basically like they're interrogated because Zordon apparently told SPD about this. Okay. Oh yeah, and this girl with pink hair, that's Astronema. And ends with this. All in all, this book is fantastic. I give this book a 10 out of 10. Yep. So yeah, that's pretty much a particular video. Please be sure to comment, subscribe, turn notifications. Next up we have is, of course, Jiraiya. And then 2 more comic corners, and then it's on to my anime stuff. Okay, next video. Bye.